Alright, good morning everybody. Hello, hello. How's everyone doing today? What's going on? I hope you're doing well. I welcome you to a full day of streaming. A full day of gaming fun here on the streams. Interesting stuff we're doing today for sure. So I hope you guys are excited for a full and fun day. Winding down for the week, you know, really it's this week coming up where we're going to have big new releases start, okay? And it's going to pretty much be non-stop starting this week and moving forward, you know, into the fall gaming season. It's going to be pretty damned crazy, actually, for new releases. And it's not going to let up. It's just going to be non-stop excitement. So, hope you guys are ready for that shit, huh? So today is Sunday the 18th of October 2020. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're having a good weekend. I hope you've enjoyed the stream so far this weekend. Good variety of stuff so far this weekend. Last night we finished up Crash Bandicoot 4. And it was no easy undertaking. By any means. It was actually quite challenging, I felt, to beat this game. And I had fun with it, don't get me wrong. I absolutely had fun with it. But, woo! It was, interesting to say the least. That final stage is crazy, right? That final stage is like, really challenging. And then you have to do it again if you're going for the whole, you know, kind of 100%, not really 100% completion, but 100% seeing every stage. There's an optional stage that opens up after you beat the last one that you have to basically do the hardest part of the game a second time. Of course, if you've beaten the first time, then the second time ain't as hard as the first time trying to figure it out. But man, it's a crazy gauntlet at the end. I actually think the final boss of Crash 4 was really good. I actually liked the final fight was very entertaining for me. But anyway, good stuff. You know, it is complete. Thank goodness. I've beaten Crash 4. That is now done with. And we finished up a lot of things in the last week or two, and there's some more conclusions coming up this week as we head into the busy gaming season with all the new releases. I didn't want to have any lingering playthroughs, so we're going to be wrapping up quite a lot of stuff coming up. We'll talk about that in a moment here. So yeah, good stuff. And also, what I'm happy about is that we're going to be doing some horror themed stuff right now. In the last week, we did Amnesia: The Dark Descent, which I never played in full. Instead, I just kind of flubbed my way through it 7 years ago and never took it seriously. And it was really cool to go back and play that. And now I'm doing the sequel, A Machine for Pigs, which quite frankly isn't much of a sequel. You know, made by a completely different dev team, plays like a completely different game. So it's kind of hard to even consider it a sequel when it's so different of an experience, right? So we're going to finish that up today. And excited that there's a new Amnesia game coming out this week as well that I'm going to be playing. And this one apparently is made by the original game devs, I think. And that hopefully will be more like the original game, you know what I mean? I'd rather have one that plays more like The Dark Descent than A Machine for Pigs, I feel. So we'll have more horror fun this week coming up. And then, of course, you know, like I said, tons of other new releases coming up and everything. So let's talk a little bit about that. Let's chat. Let's talk about the upcoming schedule, okay? So today, it is A Machine for Pigs, and I'm wrapping it up. From what I'm going to understand, this is why I'm a little confused, I think the game is only 4 to 5 hours long. I've played it for about 2 to 2.5 hours. So if what people were telling me is true, okay, and I definitely say that with a grain of salt because a lot of the times people tell me the length of games and they're wrong, okay? But if what people are telling me is true, then it basically means that I should beat it definitely on this stream, right? Without much difficulty. It should be, you know, on this stream I'll maybe 2 more hours, 2.5 more hours, I'll beat it, and maybe we'll have some extra time. Unless I'm wrong, because some people were like, what happens if you beat it quick? Like, what do you mean? What do you mean if I beat it quick? I thought there's another 2 hours left, 2.5, 3 hours left. How could I beat it fast? Right? I don't know. I never played it before. So I don't know if any of you have played the game before and you've seen how far I've gotten and you know actually how far into the game I am. And you could share with me without spoiling. I'd appreciate that. So, I guess we'll see. But my goal for this stream is to beat Amnesia: A Machine for Pigs. Okay? Disgusting Feces says, ignore morons, you're not near the end. Okay? So I'm not near the end of the game. So I'll beat it this stream, but I'm not going to beat it right away, is what you're saying. Okay, so it should be a full stream then. All right, here's my plan. Okay, here's the plan. My focus on this stream is to beat it. All right? And hopefully I do. It would really suck if I don't, and now I have a lingering game that I didn't finish. But my goal is to beat it. And if I do beat it on the stream, great. If we beat it early, we'll just swap over and we'll do more of the Black Ops Cold War beta. Okay, I really like this beta. It's been very entertaining. Oh my god, excuse me. It's been very entertaining. I've enjoyed myself with it to the point where I've actually played way more of this beta than I thought I would originally. So we'll just do more of that. It's an easy swap. I'm already on the same system and everything. It's not like it's a big deal to swap over, if that's the case. Okay, so we'll see what happens. I don't know what's going to happen. Hopefully, what people have told me is true. We'll beat it this session. If we have extra time, we'll do some more of the Black Ops Cold War beta. Later tonight, it's more of the Black Ops Cold War beta. That was the second stream anyway, originally. That was the plan. Okay? So that's what later tonight is going to be. More Black Ops Cold War beta. And I'm having fun with it now. The reason I'm having more fun with the beta is because I unlocked enough of the custom loadouts to be able to have dual wielding. I have the M5 as my main weapon for up-close personal combat, and it's really good for that. But then I have the M16 for the mid to long range, and now that I'm swapping between the two weapons, I'm actually doing much better and enjoying myself a lot more. So, that being said, I'm looking forward to more tonight. And this is really my last opportunity to play it. Yeah, because after tonight, I think it shuts down until the release of the game, right? I'm pretty sure this is it. This is like the last hurrah for the Black Ops Cold War beta. So, hope you'll join me tonight for that, since I've enjoyed it so much. It's been a good time, for sure. Our last kill streaks and until basically the real game releases next month, and I'll be playing Black Ops Cold War on the PlayStation 5. FYI, for those who are interested in it. Yes, it'll be PS5, and it should be fun, because here's the thing, and this is the cool thing about this. I've barely scratched the surface of what's going to be available in the game. Like, there's a whole Warzone mode. There's a whole Battle Royale mode. I haven't even tried it, because I've had so much fun with the multiplayer of it, the multiplayer aspect. I never even bothered with the Battle Royale, which is crazy when you think about it, because I played the shit out of the Battle Royale back in Black Ops 4 Blackout. That was my main focus. I hated the multiplayer of that, so I just basically played the Battle Royale constantly, right? And now I haven't even touched it in this one. So there's going to be a lot of stuff to do once this game officially releases. I'm excited for that, obviously. And I hope you'll join me tonight for the last hurrah. All right? Tomorrow, I'm still undecided about what I'm going to be playing tomorrow. I'm still undecided. And there's many options. Excuse me. There's many options of what I'll be doing tomorrow. Option 1, Genshin Impact. The free-to-play game that everyone's been gabbing about and saying that I should check out. Okay? Number 2, Hollow Knight. A game that I played during the Rageathon. And you guys were under the impression during the Rageathon that this game was really good and you want to see me do a full playthrough of it. But I'm skeptical, because every single time that I play a Metroidvania game, people basically complain that the game's boring, and they say, oh my god, why is Phil playing this game? So I've been very skeptical about starting this up, because I think people are going to say the same exact thing. Just being honest, I think people are going to say, oh, it's good, then I start playing it. Oh, this is so boring. Why is Phil playing this? I haven't been convinced that there's going to be a difference here. Okay. So I don't know. I don't know what I want to do tomorrow yet. I'm still on the fence about all this. Um, thinking, but no definitive answer. I'm gonna think about this, and I would like your feedback today, okay, on what you guys want. Today, think about it. Would you rather have Genshin Impact, or would you rather have me start up Hollow Knight tomorrow? Okay? Think about it, and let me know. And based on your feedback, today, I'll figure out by tonight what I want to do tomorrow. Okay? At this point, I'm kind of 50-50. Honestly, at this point, I don't think I'm really leaning towards one or the other. I think that either one would be a viable option. So, okay. So that's tomorrow's main stream. Undecided. And then tomorrow night, it's going to be our weekly session of Fall Guys. I have not played it all week long, which I think is a good thing. Because I feel that if I don't play Fall Guys for a bit and then I go back to it, it's way more fun than if I play it like 2 or 3 times a week. Especially because it's the same maps, So that should be a good way to end our streaming week tomorrow. Okay? So, Tuesday is my day off. When I come back on Wednesday, we're starting up the new Amnesia game, Amnesia Rebirth. This is supposed to be from the makers of the original Amnesia Dark Descent. Apparently, it's actually a sequel to Amnesia the Dark Descent, I think. I mean, maybe I'm reading that wrong, but I think what they're saying is the plot of this game, the plot of the game is basically you're in the tomb that started the whole thing. The whole plot line of Amnesia the Dark Descent is that you went to a tomb, you got sucked in and into a tomb and locked in there, and while you were in there, you were exposed to this orb. Okay? And I guess, that's what moved everything into motion. So, if that's the case, then how will this tie in? I don't know. Is this afterwards? Do you go back to the tomb? Or is this actually the plotline of what happened in the tomb? I don't know. I'm not clear on that. But it's interesting to me because we have no idea what happened in that tomb and what actually caused the events of the Dark Descent. So maybe it'll be interesting in that regard. We'll get a background on it. I don't know. But anyway, that's going to be the game starting up on Wednesday. That should be interesting and fun, I feel. And so I hope you'll join me for that, obviously. And then later this week, it's going to be the final expansion for Pokemon Sword and Shield. It's called the Crown Tundra. All right, and that should be interesting too. I really liked the Pokemon playthroughs that I did over the last year. The original vanilla playthrough, and then when I played the expansion, I went back to get all the Pokemon and everything and complete the Pokedex. It was really fun. Excuse me. So I'm looking forward to more of that this coming week, okay? Now, to balance all that stuff, all right, the night streams are going to be a few things. First of all, we're going to conclude 2 games. We're going to conclude Batman Arkham City. We've been doing streams over the last month, weekly, to do the Riddler content. And finally, this next time that I play Batman Arkham City, I got to collect about, I think it's like 15 to 20 trophies, the Catwoman trophies, okay? But I know where they all are on the map. So I should be able to just easily go around the map, snag them, and then we're going to unlock the finale of the game, which is a big fight against the Riddler. And this is cool because I did not do this 11 years ago. Okay? And so that's neat. I'll finally get to fight the Riddler. I don't even know what it is. Is it a puzzle room? Is it an actual boss fight? I have no idea. So finally I'll get to see this missed content from back, 9 years ago. I don't know. I don't think you get the platinum. I think to get the platinum trophy, you have to play the game like twice or something like that. So that's probably not going to happen. But hey, it'll basically be like I've finally seen all the meaningful content of the game. All right, and I'm excited for that, obviously. Finally, it's kind of tying up loose ends from like 9 years ago. It's pretty neat. Also, this week, we're going to be finishing up Super Mario Galaxy. Basically, I didn't play it all this week, but we're going to do a night stream coming up this week where there's 2 more of the purple coin stages remaining. And once those are done, then you unlock the ability to play the whole game as Luigi. And we'll probably do a little bit of that, but likely what I'll do is, have a stream that'll be split, and we'll finish that, and then we'll just kind of have like a hangout session or whatever for the other half of the stream. Okay? So, that should be a fun one to wrap that up. So 2 playthroughs wrapping up this coming week, okay? Also, other night streams this week. Obviously, my weekly throwback Street Fighter session, okay? Also, probably a Fall Guys session. But that leaves 2 other night sessions open. And what I'm thinking is those night sessions, whenever I start up tomorrow as the main gameplay stream, I could do night sessions of it during the course of the week. Because what I'm thinking is I'm going to alternate probably between Amnesia and the Pokemon DLC. And as I'm alternating between the two, then, you know, the night streams could be all this other stuff. Okay? So that's what I'm thinking for the week. Now, I don't know if it'll work out perfectly. And obviously we can always adjust things and play things by ear. But that's what I'm thinking for this coming week. The week after that, we got some pretty damn good stuff. We've got Watchdogs Legion that's coming out. And then we've got the Dark Pictures anthology, Lil Hope, the next horror game in that anthology series. Same people who made Man of Medan and Until Dawn. So that's going to be good. And then we got the Halloween Marathon for the end of the month. Okay? And the Halloween Marathon is going to cover a lot of stuff that you guys have been nominating. You still have a chance to nominate, but your time is running out. Because it's either going to be tonight or tomorrow. I'm actually going to close off the ability for you guys to nominate games for this marathon. Alright, so I strongly urge you, if you have not yet nominated a game for the Halloween Marathon, please do. Type !marathon into the stream chat, head over to the forums, and post up your suggestions. In the coming week, I'll be reviewing said suggestions, alright, in order to determine what games will be played during that marathon. It's not going to be definitively the most nominated games. What I'm going to do is decide out of the ones you nominated what will fit a marathon. And, of course, a Halloween Marathon best. That means we're not going to have long, drawn-out RPGs, and we're not going to have visual novels. It's going to be something that'll be fun and fast-paced and moving for a marathon, all right? Maybe some horror stuff. We'll see what people nominated, okay? Now, in addition, this is your final chance to vote on the category of costume that I will be wearing during that Halloween Marathon, all right? Final chance. So, please, nominate the category of costume, all right? How do you do that? Or, excuse me, vote on the category of costume. How do you do that? Type !costume into the stream chat. That'll bring up the link. The categories include horror, meaning like a horror movie monster or slasher character, okay? Video game character, comic book character, pop culture icon, and that could be anything from pop culture, including, you know, a character, a fictional character, or it could be a real person like a celebrity, or a musician, another content creator. It could be anything, okay? Or wild card, in which case you're just saying you're leaving it to me to pick something good, all right? The voting has been very, very close this week. And from what I understand, it is bouncing back and forth between video game character and pop culture icon. Now, I haven't checked it in a couple days. So, you should definitely vote. Your vote will absolutely count. Unlike the American presidential election, your vote will absolutely count during my costume poll, okay? So, please, vote. And then, determined by what you voted on, I'm going to go out and get a costume this week. Okay? Fair enough? Good stuff. Good stuff. Alright. And the next month should be pretty cool. Next month, not only do we have a ton of new releases coming out in a short period of time, we got the new console launch, right? And in addition to that, next month, we're going to do a subscriber goal for the Christmas Marathon. Where not only will we, we'll be doing, me dressing up in festive holiday attire and possibly drinking during the marathon, but you guys will be nominating games you want to see me play during that holiday marathon, okay? Good stuff. Oh my God, excuse me. It's absolutely disgusting. Okay. All right. So, outside of all that, the only thing that I really have to talk about news-wise, gaming-wise, there really isn't any big gaming news today, is that everyone seems to love the Ghost of Tsushima Legends expansion DLC. And I can definitely understand why. Alright, first of all, if you're into co-op games, if you're into teaming up with your buds in a party and jumping into a game, a la games like The Division, or Destiny, or, hell, recently Avengers, right? This game is right up your alley. Whether you want to do cooperative stealth kills and taking over camps against AI, much like it was in the main game, only with a partner, or if you want to just fight waves of enemies in a horde mode and use these really cool abilities and powers that you unlock as you play, it is fun, absolutely. All right. Now I feel personally that it would have been better with PvP, and that's just my personal opinion. Again, I harken back to the days of Assassin's Creed when they added in multiplayer for the game, and the PvP was the best part of that experience. Stealth kills and everything. It was really neat. And they didn't go for that with the Legends expansion. Instead, they solely PvE, and they felt that, the whole cooperative experience, adding a cooperative experience to Ghost of Tsushima was going to be the right way to go. Okay? Here's the thing, though. For me, I liked it, but it's not something that I probably would play again. After playing it the one time, it's like, okay, I understand what it is. Sure, if I had a group of friends and we wanted to get together, we all owned the game, we wanted to get together once a week and in a party and do some of this stuff, cool. But there's really no meat to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no end game, there's no meat. It's just endless grinding for the sake of endless grinding and maybe having some social interactions with your buds. And surely there's a place for that. I mean, we've seen such big success in games like that over the last 5+ years that it's very obvious that the gaming climate wants something like that. And the thing that blows me away, and the thing that's blowing away a lot of people on social media who are talking about this, is that it's free. They didn't say, oh, we're going to sell you a spin-off expansion of Ghost of Tsushima. We're just going to give it to you for free because you bought the game a few months ago. We appreciate it so much that we're just going to toss it in there for free. It almost makes me feel like this was something that they were going to bundle with the game at launch, but it wasn't done. And so they just said, screw it, the game is so full-fledged and full of content as is, just launch the game and then give these people some extra shit in the fall. Right? It was so good. So, I totally understand why people are saying it's so good. At the same time, like, I think people are overhyping it, because they're all acting like it's the best thing right now. It's like, what? It is exactly what all the other games are. It's, cooperative online gameplay that's grindy and has no purpose. It's literally a time killer to have fun with your friends. There's no, are there mini stories to, the ones where you go to the camps? They call it story mode. You go to the camps and you kill these enemies. Yeah, but they don't matter. These aren't mainstream stories or anything. This doesn't tie into the story of Jin Sakai in the main game. They're just basically created just for the sake of being created. It's a little tiny bit of snippet of story tossed in with the same exact gameplay you did the entire campaign of the game. So to me, it doesn't blow me away. It's like, meh, I did it a couple times. And by the way, definitely something you need friends for. It's not something you want to do at randoms, because sadly, the few times that I tried to do the story mode, out of the 3 times I did it, 2 times, my partner dropped. And I don't know if the partner was just bored and didn't want to play because they were bored of the experience, or maybe it was just because the connections are bad. I have no idea. But it's definitely something you want to do with a friend, so that way you have someone to depend on to do it, because once the partner drops, it's fucking boring. It's like you're just playing the main game again. And actually, it's quite difficult because the game is expecting that you have a partner to help you share the load, and if you're doing it by yourself, you get screwed over. Okay? So, that's the thing, like, I don't get the hype. People get overhype everything these days. It's like, people are so fucking bored. Or maybe people are just looking to draw attention to their content. And that very well could be it. Because I'm seeing these people screaming about how good it is. And I'm looking at it, and of course it's a streamer. Or of course it's a YouTube content creator who reviews games exclusively. And they're hyping this up to get people to go check out their video of it. And I'm like, it's good. Don't get me wrong. It's good. And it's nice that it's free. But it's not groundbreaking. It's not anything we haven't seen before. And it's honestly kind of late, because the whole co-op fad kind of died out. It really, Battle Royale killed the whole co-op looter-shooter fad. Not to say this is a shooter, but you know what I'm saying. It's a co-op combat and everything. And if anything, when you look at Avengers, which is pretty much almost exactly the same formula, that game's already dead, right? That game's been out for a month and no one's playing it. All the reports are saying you try to play it, you can't even find a partner anymore. everyone kind of dropped it. So, I don't get the hype. I just don't. You know what it is? I don't buy into hype. You guys know this. I'm so skeptical of hype these days. You know, I've been around now 12 years. I've been creating content for the internet. And every time that I see people hyping shit up, I'm like, why? And this is a case, I played it on Friday. I agree, it's good. I had a lot of fun with the survival mode. But it's not something that I'm going to be like, oh my God, you know, this is really tipping the hat that this is the best game ever because it has this free mode. It's like the free mode has nothing to do with the main game. You know, it's just an add-on mode that definitely adds value to your purchase. If you want a game that has extra co-op with your buds, cool. But no one's going to be buying Ghost of Tsushima to play Legends mode. You know what I'm saying? It's just something they tossed on extra. It's a nice frosting on the already delicious cake. But the cake is what you're paying for. You know, why are we overhyping this obvious add-on mode that was tacked on? I don't get it. Okay? But again, you know, I'm just kind of shrugging and saying, well, maybe you got to take it with a grain of salt when you read the shit on social media that people are overhyping shit just to get people to come check out their content. You know, it might be right now these people aren't playing anything because there's no new releases. So I want people to go watch me play this, so let's hype it up and say it's really good, and I'll play it for a week, right? Could be, I don't know. So that's about it. I was looking at gaming news. I didn't really see much else gaming news. Nothing really going on. I think this week will be a hot week because you got Amnesia, you got the Pokemon DLC, and then you got upcoming Watchdogs Legion. Okay, I'll take that back. There's one story about Watchdogs Legion. People are saying that on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X, it will run at 4K resolution at a solid 30 frames per second with ray tracing enabled. Now, I don't even know exactly what ray tracing does because I, only play on console. I don't even know if I've played a single console game that has ray tracing, quite frankly. So I don't know if I've ever even seen the technology in action. I don't even know. Will I beat Watchdogs Legion before the next slew of major games comes out? Because Watchdogs Legion comes out is it a week from Tuesday? I want to say. I think it's the 29th, right? So today's what, the 18th? So 19th, 20th, 27th. Well, it's kind of like mid to late next week, right? So the next major slew of releases after Watchdogs Legion comes out around the 10th, and that's Assassin's Creed Valhalla as well as Yakuza 7. So will I even beat Watchdogs Legion, in time for that? I don't know. But I'm going to be playing it on PlayStation 4 Pro, and if I continue the playthrough, and if Ubisoft allows it, I mean, yeah, I would swap over to the PS5 once I get a PS5, whenever that happens, because I don't know if I'm going to get it at launch or not. But it's not clear, how long the game is or anything yet, so I don't know if that'll even matter. I mean, how many people are waiting to play Watchdogs Legion until, PS5 or Xbox Series X comes out who are interested in the game? Are you going to wait 2 extra weeks to play the game just to play it on the next-gen console and play it in 4K? And the thing is, I can't play it in 4K. I have to no matter what, when I'm playing on PS5, I'm going to have to downgrade to 1080p because that's all that my capture stuff can do. My capture device can't go above 1080p, so I've got to have it, downscaled no matter what. So I guess we shall see what happens. All right, we'll see what happens, but I guess people are getting hyped that it's our first new major release coming out, right? Where the game dev is confirming it will run at a firm 4K 30 frames with ray tracing. Whoopity doopity, right? For me, it doesn't really affect me, but I guess some people will be excited, right? And then that's the truth. See, Polish Frog says, not to mention Twitch's outdated bitrate limits. And that's true. Even if I had a 4K capture device, I still couldn't broadcast at 4K because Twitch won't allow it. If I tried to broadcast at 4K, you guys would be watching a slideshow. It'd be like 2 frames per second. There's nothing I can do about it. Until Twitch changes with the times, I'm stuck and limited to what Twitch allows. And they're still at 6,500 bits or something like that. They don't allow me to go above that. I mean, when I was streaming on YouTube for those years, I was doing 9,000. And the streams looked better. And, I come over here and I had to downgrade everything. So, you would hope that eventually they're going to upgrade at the same time. I'm not so sure. things don't seem to be doing so well at Twitch HQ with all the drama and shit that we've been hearing in the news recently. And if you guys haven't noticed, Twitch is completely silent on all of it. Completely silent. They haven't said a word about any of the controversial news that's leaked in the last couple of weeks. So that's not a good sign. Anyway, let's move on, shall we? All right, so ladies and gentlemen, before we get to shout-outs for today, all right, first thing I want to say is thank you for your support recently. Last night during the Crash 4 stream, all right, we got an outstanding number of new subs and gifted subs. If you haven't noticed, we went from like, what was it, like 650 subs, and we jumped to over 700. So thank you for that. I appreciate that. That is support that's going to help me in the long run. Obviously, if you received a gifted sub recently, you should try to figure out who gifted it to you and thank them, because these people have been very, very generous. And, you know, well, gifted subs benefit everyone. Not only, obviously, does it help me in the channel, but it helps you guys because you get all the cool benefits of being a subscriber. And in particular, right? In particular, this coming month, all right? This coming month, coming up, is going to be a great one. With all the new releases, all right? And you guys are going to have subs if you got gifted a sub. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty awesome. Having a gifted subscription during the course of this month where it's the big new releases, the big new console release, it's outstanding. Okay? Outstanding. So, thank you to those who've gifted subs. That was really nice of you. Last night, I know it was 2 particular people. I'm going to give a shout out to them once we do the leaderboard shout outs. Okay? FYI, today's Sunday. That means this is the last day of the week to get up on the leaderboards if you'd like to be one of the top cheerers or one of the top sub-gifters of the week, because that data resets overnight on Sunday, and Monday it goes back to 0. Okay? But one thing that I definitely need to appeal to you guys about today is I need help with tips. You guys already know, all right, the last couple of weeks have not been good for me. I got tons of chargebacks, and it's all behind the scenes, and I haven't been talking about it daily, but already today I got 2 this morning. Before I even turned on the fucking stream, I got 2 chargebacks against me. All right? And it sucks. And right now, I'll be honest, the past couple of days, tips have been low. Like yesterday, we didn't hit a tips goal at all. And the thing is, I'm not going to be a jerk about it. We had a lot of gifted subs on the stream last night, and it helps out long term. Problem now is short-term stuff. You know, and like I've told you guys, it's tips that really I pay for day-to-day stuff. Go grocery shopping, you know, paying for bills and fees that pop up unexpectedly, anything that I need to do on my day out, I pay for with tips. And it's been slow. I'm just being honest. They've been slow. They've definitely slowed down this weekend significantly compared to how they normally would be. So today, if you are considering contributing to the stream, I appreciate any contribution, no matter what it may be, cheering, subbing, tipping. It's all well appreciated. But I would prefer if you could tip me today, because I'm trying to basically maintain this freaking PayPal account, keep it out of the goddamn red, and these daily chargebacks are not helping. All right? So if you tip me today, you're helping me out tremendously. In addition, as you know, we have goals that are tied to the tips, including when you reach $50, I put on the gunner glasses, $100 I put on the vest. Now we haven't done a vest in a while. And I'm trying to think, I think the last vest was the platinum vest. So that would mean every vest is eligible but the platinum vest right now, if we hit the $100 tips goal. Okay? And again, I'm appealing to you guys because I really need the help right now. I got Tuesday as my day off, and I'm basically kind of behind now. I'm looking at like, my God, well, the way it's going to go now, do I have no money? Of course not. But what's going to happen is I'm going to end up having to delve into the money that's in my bank account for paying bills, taxes, and affording the PS5, and I don't want to do that. I'm trying to maintain that. The tips are paying for the weekly stuff that I do on Tuesday, so that way I don't have to touch that money, and it's there for that stuff. And what I'm nervous about is now if I have to weekly start, going into that background funds, that now I'm not going to have money for the things that I've been trying to plan for. We got a lot of games coming up in the next month. I mean, let's talk shit. I just said, I think there's 9 or more games in the month of November. Plus there's Watchdogs Legion, plus Amnesia this week. Plus Little Hope, plus whatever games I need for the Halloween marathon. So you're talking upwards of a dozen or more games, plus I need to buy the 3D Pulse headphones, plus the cost of the PS5 within a month. On top of all the normal stuff that I'm usually maintaining, cost of operating the business, taxes behind the scenes and everything that I'm trying to get caught up with. So, it's rough that I'm thinking now if I start every single week diving into the funds behind the scenes, it's not good. That would basically put me at jeopardy of maybe I can't afford shit again, which I don't want to be in that situation. I've avoided that situation all year long. All right. So again, I appreciate all your contributions, and I don't want to seem ungrateful because last night was amazing with the amount of gifted subs we got on this channel, and I know you guys are going to benefit from them in the next month. It's going to help a lot of people, including me, but also you guys who got the gifted subs. But if you can help me in the short term, I need some tips in the next couple of days to basically get through, this time where all these effing chargebacks screwed me over. Okay? Fair enough? All right, and that's all I'm saying. By the way, as usual, cheering. Contributions are not mandatory. Contributions are not expected. They are completely optional. And I hope that you guys know that, again, I'm only talking to people who maybe were planning on contributing anyway. You like the content, you support the channel, and maybe you were thinking of contributing in a different way. Well, I would prefer, and it would definitely help me more if you tipped. And that's all I'm saying. Okay? So thank you in advance to anyone who contributes in any way, shape, or form today. I appreciate that. And speaking of which, let's use that as a transition to say thank you to those who have already contributed. And by the way, I don't know for those who weren't here yesterday how many of you know, but we do have a new animation on the streams. If you cheer, oh my God, my laptop is so screwed up right now. Pfft. If you cheer 666 bits in a single cheer, there's a brand new hot animation. And I do say that as a pun, because if you saw the animation, you would know what I'm talking about. Okay? So yes, there is a new animation for 666 bits. Okay? Bleach number 9 wants me to unblock his PayPal. I don't know what your PayPal is. Sadly, I hate to say this, but it's really annoying. And this is obviously nothing to do with you guys. But that fucking troll, who was doing a lot of the contributions, I had to block a lot of accounts. And a lot of them were well, let me put it this way. This has been an eye-opening experience because I didn't really understand how Streamlabs worked. When it came to things like blocking accounts and stuff. So it's very likely yeah, Bleach number 9, I'm looking and it doesn't even say you're banned. Yeah. Well, maybe I did it now. Hold on. Yeah, Bleach number 9, I'm trying to unban it, but I don't know if it's working or not. You could try again now, because I just saw, I guess from a couple months ago, and I just tried to unblock it, but I don't know if it worked. Basically, I'm trying to learn this. I'm trying to learn the whole system of blocking and unblocking, because apparently when you block someone on Streamlabs, it blocks an IP address associated with that contribution, but it also just blocks the name, which I think is stupid. I'm not just trying to blanket block a name. I'm trying to block the specific person doing that contribution, because when I block someone, it's usually for good reason. Like they said something disgusting or insulting, or derailing of the stream, and we don't want that, right? We want to have a nice, chill stream. We don't want to have people saying disgusting shit. And that's why I would usually block someone, because they're trying to contribute to get attention with a pop-up message. So, we're going to see what happens here, but I think I figured it out. So maybe now I've unblocked you, Bleach number 9. I don't know if I did or not. I just tried, so you can try again. If this doesn't work, I don't know what to do. It could be it blocked your IP, it could be it blocked your name, it could be it blocked both, and I just tried to unblock what I saw, Anyway, let's get the shout-outs for those who have contributed. First of all, we had Golden Colts, who did quite a few cheers here. First of all, his first cheer, he says, what are you going to do if you finish this game 15 minutes into today's stream? Like I said, then we're going to switch over to Black Ops Cold War. All right? So there you go. That's what we're going to do. Golden Colts cheered again. He says, can you play Max Payne 2 on Monday? It's not a horror game, but has themes of psychological unease and would be good for October. Real talk. I know Golden Colts has been campaigning for Max Payne 2 for the greater part of a year and a half. Ever since I played like Max Payne 1, which was what, like a year and a half, 2 years ago? I can't remember exactly when I played it. But he's really been campaigning for me to play Max Payne 2. In fact, it's been nominated for Viewer's Choice. It's been nominated for marathons. And it just never seems to get enough support. Oh, Bleach number 9 says it's working. Cool. Well, there you go, Bleach number 9. I think I figured it out. I didn't know how to do this before Bleach number 9, but I think I figured this whole system out now. You know, like everything, it's you gotta get, yeah, I haven't really had to block many people tipping, and then in the past month I had to block a ton because of this fucking troll. So now I think I'm figuring it out, okay? Gotta work out the kinks, as they say. Alright, so anyway. No, I'm not gonna be doing Max Payne 2 tomorrow. I told you, the options are either Genshin Impact or Hollow Knight starting up tomorrow. Okay? But I'm not against playing Max Payne 2. That's the only one in the Max Payne trilogy I haven't played yet. So I would not be opposed to checking it out at some point, but it will not be tomorrow. Okay? Golden Colt Shoot again. He says, what's your worst experience staying at a hotel, motel, resort, or private lodge? Have you ever seen bed bugs or gotten into an armed firefight at a Motel 6? Well, basically, I've stayed at 3 calibers of place over the years. All right, first of all, your typical motel, hotel, you know, you're paying bottom dollar, bare minimum, in order to have somewhere to stay. And typically, the times that I stayed at those places was during a video game tournament, where the rooms would be at a discounted rate for gamers anyway who were staying at the tournament. You'd use a special code, and you would pack a ton of people into the room to save money. I mean, there was times at a tournament that I spent like $10 a night staying at a hotel because there was like 10 fucking people in a room. Okay? Not exactly the best sleeping experience, especially with a bunch of stinky-ass gamers. But, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do when you're traveling and you're trying to save money, right? Back when you're a young guy with no money. But you're still trying to go to a video game tournament. Again, there was no online tournaments. There was no online play. The only way you could get experience was traveling with your friends to an in-person tournament like that. All right? So, yeah, I've stayed at... And by the way, none of those... Like, I've stayed at Motel 6 a bunch of times. I've never experienced a room that was, like, disgusting. Most of the time, they do a great job at cleaning up those rooms and getting them available for their next guests. So, I have no complaints, even about the low-dollar places. Now, the worst hotel I've ever stayed at was actually a larger hotel. It was actually a building, you know, a big... like a tower, but it was in Philadelphia. Well, okay, it was probably on the outskirts of Philadelphia. It was probably like a suburb of Philadelphia. There was a tournament that was being run at the hotel, and by the way, they don't use this hotel anymore because after this, everyone was so disappointed with how this hotel was that they never ran a tournament there ever again. I can't tell you what the name of the hotel was. I can't remember, but all I can tell you is we're at this hotel, all right. And we're walking through it, and you can see cockroaches in the hallway, scurrying about. That's bad. Now, in particular, in the room I stayed in, I didn't see any cockroaches. But when you're going to certain floors and there's a cockroach infestation, that's not good. Right? That ain't good. All right? So, yeah, it was bad. Like, there were reports that there were some rooms that were infested. There were reports that, you know, there was food in the hotel. And you're like, dude, do you really want to eat that fucking food when we see cockroaches running around? So, basically, it was kind of like, holy shit. And after, you know, after staying there for like 2-3 days for the tournament, everyone was like, dude, we don't want to go back there. And the tournament organizer himself also said, yeah, we're not going back there. That was ridiculous. You know, how the hell can they operate a business like that? Now, of course, I've also stayed at what's considered the upper echelon hotels in Las Vegas. And quite frankly, they're way fucking ridiculously overpriced. You're talking, sometimes you can stay at a hotel room that's like $500 a night. And you stay at it, and it's like, why am I paying this? You know, is the bed slightly better? Sure. Is there a view from your window? Maybe. But why on earth are you paying that much money? And the funny thing is, now again, today things are different. But back in the day when I used to travel for gaming tournaments, it wasn't readily available to hook a game system up or play games in your room. Okay? Like, today you go to a tournament and pretty much everyone has a flat screen TV in there with an HDMI connection. So as long as you have a regular console or something you bring with you, you can hook it up and play games in your room if you want, right? Back then, not so much. Back then, a lot of these TVs, they weren't flat screens, and if you wanted to play games, you had to like request from the hotel management, can you get the tech guy to come to my room and unhook the cable box from the TV, which is locked on there with a fucking lock mechanism, because I want to play games. I'm a gamer. I'm here for a tournament, and why the fuck can't I play games in my room if I'm here for a tournament, right? So, it was really stupid, because you would stay at a hotel, right? Pay a ridiculous amount of money, and half the time they wouldn't even care. Like, the hotel manager would be like, well, we just don't provide that service. Sorry. It's like, I'm paying you an insane amount of exorbitant amount of money to stay here. You know you're making insane profit on my stay, and you can't have a fucking guy come to my room and allow me to hook up a console to my TV? Like, really? You just don't care about your guests. And the truth is, they didn't. A lot of these hotels just didn't give a fuck. They got so many guests coming, because it's a tourist trap area, right? They realized they're getting so many people in Las Vegas a year, they didn't care about one event. They really didn't give two shits. So I heard stories of gamers got so pissed that they would just like cut the wires on the fucking TV and hook shit up anyway and not care. Of course, keep in mind you're gonna get billed for that later. So anyway, yeah, it's pretty stupid how they operated. Now it's hilarious because today now, look at what the situation we got with COVID. All the tourist trap areas are fucked. They're all going out of business, and they even said Vegas is one of the hugely affected places where normally they would have had so many people and no one's going there because you can't. I mean, what are you going to do? Everything's closed because of COVID. So it's funny how they ride high on their high horses when the industry is at its height, but now they're all fucking bleeding. And it's like, gee, maybe if you treated your guests better, but that was my experience. Like, they just didn't give a fuck. You'd go there and spend $500 a night and they wouldn't even care about your requests or anything. They thought, oh, you're just a gamer. Why do I care about you? Right? Maybe it's different today because now gaming is so big, but back then they just didn't give a fuck. They just didn't. They were very, very, very unappreciative. And it was actually hilarious. There was this one time, all right? Wait till you listen to this. There was this one time, it's a true story. So I was staying in a hotel, and basically this hotel was where all the gamers were staying. But the discounted rate that the gamers were getting had run out, meaning people had bought up all the rooms already that had the discounted rate. So there were some people only paying like maybe $200 a night. I had to pay full price to stay at this hotel. And the same thing happened. I called. I was like, I want to hook up a TV or a game system to my TV, and they refused to help me. I was like, I don't understand. Is this how you treat your guests? And the motherfucker on the phone, I'm not even kidding you. This was supposed to be like the hotel manager says, well, sir, you're staying at a discounted rate under this tournament. So, you just got to understand you're paying less, and therefore you shouldn't complain. He actually said this to me on the phone, and I said, who do you think you're talking to? First of all, to speak to a guest like that, but I'm not under the discounted rate. I'm paying full price. So now you really are screwing yourself over because you said, and I did, I complained formally. Now, who knows if anything ever happened, but I complained formally that the hotel manager was an asshole to me, insulting me and saying, oh, I shouldn't complain about anything because I'm getting a discounted rate. And I wasn't. I was paying the $500 a night for that hotel. The guy was a complete fucking asshole. Well, who knows, right? Anyway, I digress. There's your hotel stories. Golden Colts wanted to know. There's your hotel stories. Snakefish Gaming has resubscribed for 19 months and says, hey, Phil, I know it's not for a while, but I can't wait for your next JRPG playthrough. Those are the best playthroughs. Dude, what do you mean it's not for a while? The next one is Yakuza 7, and that's next month. It's not even 3 weeks, right? Or about 3 weeks away. There's one right coming up, and I'm excited for that. I've actually heard, the rumor is that Yakuza 7 is very good. A lot of people are really enjoying the game, so I'm excited for it. Excuse me. Shook Ones tipped me $5 to get the tipping started for today. Thank you, Shook Ones. As I said, I really appreciate it. I need help with tips right now, so thank you for that. He says, Phil, I enjoy your streams. Good luck, because the next 4 weeks straight are going to be madness with so many new games. I know. Dude, I know. Trust me. That's what I mean. Like, I'm looking at stuff right now, and I'm like, this is not good with the stupid chargebacks and the tips slowing down this weekend. It's not good. This is the worst time for that. So thank you very much for the $5 tip and getting the tipping started today. I appreciate that, and this is going to be a wild time for games in the next few weeks. It really is. Who Ate My Carrots? Subscribe to the channel. Thank you to Who Ate My Carrots. Appreciate the sub. Only Iced Derek has cheers says, please play Genshin. We want to see you pull a 5-star waifu. Yeah, everyone's calling the game Waifu Impact. Because, as you know, it's anime-style women, and everyone says, oh, it's got to be a waifu, right? Well, if I play it, there will be no waifus, trust me. There may be female combatants who I utilize to kill opposition with extreme prejudice. There will be no waifus, much like when I played Fire Emblem. So there you go. A Foxy Senko cheered and said, did a 100-bit cheer, by the way, biggest cheer of the day, and said, you'll enjoy Genshin Impact for the beginning. The end game, however, goes down to just grinding for now. They haven't really finished the main story. I'm at 80 hours into the game. If you do play it, I could help you out. All right, fair enough. And I've heard that too. What I've basically heard is that people who have played the game, all right, and have played it at a casual pace, meaning they're not playing it hardcore, they're jumping in and just playing it a bit by bit. They're actually really enjoying the game. And actually, I've heard from quite a few people, even though the game is designed to be like a gacha game, meaning if you really want to get the best characters, the best loot, you have to pay money, that if you play it at a casual pace, you don't have to pay money at all. That there's enough free stuff in the game, free pulls or whatever, that essentially there's no problem at all. Like, it's fun to play at a casual pace. But for those who basically dedicated a lot of time into it and actually have spent money, those are the people who are complaining. Basically saying, yeah, there is not enough content to hold up really spending money, because when you get to the end, there's no end. Like, it never ends. It's just an endless grind at the end of the game, and there's no, like, end game yet. Like, maybe eventually they'll design it, but they basically wanted to see how it would go, having a game this way, and see if you could get a player base that's installed and who would spend money on the game before they finish designing the game. So, if anything, I think if I played Genshin Impact, it would be an interesting experiment, because a free-to-play game on console like that, just to see what it is. Everyone's talking about it right now. And by the way, give it another couple weeks, no one's going to be talking about it. I'm just saying, we got all these big AAA releases that are about to come out, and the only reason people are really talking about Genshin Impact right now is because it's kind of a lull and there's nothing going on, so people are playing it because it's free. But once all the big games start coming out, you ain't going to be hearing about Genshin Impact anymore. So if I am going to play it, this would be the right time to do it, this week coming up, before the new stuff starts taking priority. So I guess we'll see. Again, I'm deciding about tomorrow if I want to do Hollow Knight or Genshin. We'll think about it. Ninstar Rune Cheery says, in before Phil shows up as himself, since he's now a mainstream pop culture icon thanks to Xbox. That's right. Because Xbox roasted me, that means I'm now accepted by the mainstream, big game developers and publishers, and therefore I am big enough to dress up as myself as a pop culture icon. You're absolutely correct. You hit it dead on. Very nice. Baronoli has resubscribed for 2 months in a row, 20 total. Thank you, Baronoli, for the ongoing support. I appreciate that. Ninstar Rune cheered again. Says, what Twitch drama? Huh? I have no idea what you're even referencing, so I'm just going to ignore it, because I'm not aware of any drama, and I don't want to be involved in any drama. An anonymous gifter gifted a sub to Disgusting Feces. Congratulations, Disgusting Feces. Thanks for the anonymous sub, whoever that was. Who Ate My Carrots did a 100-bit cheer. Thank you very much, Who Ate My Carrots. Bleach number 9 did tip $1 and said, hope this helps. So I'm glad that I got that resolved there, Bleach number 9. Again, it was probably an IP ban, but I didn't know how to undo them until recently. So thank you for the support. Jethro's main cheers, and instead of Max Payne, Metal Gear Solid 1 Redemption Run, guaranteed big audience. I'm not doing that now. No, absolutely not. Doodly Dread cheered. I'll tell you right now, Doodly Dread, doing what you're doing in this cheer is not a good idea. I'm just going to forewarn you. All right? Campaigning like this does not help anything, and it's just going to make me see you in a negative light, so I'm going to pretend like you didn't do this. Sweaty Man JPEG did a 100-bit cheer. Says, no waifus in Fire Emblem. Did you end up marrying a 9-year-old goddess that lives in your head? No. No, there was no marriage. It was just, you're nuts. There's a god in your head or whatever. And basically you're like, well, I guess I'm stuck with you forever. And you begrudgingly say, oh, well. And that's the end of the game. There was no marriage. Absolutely not. Okay. So, it is now time for quick shout-outs. Shout-out to the top cheers of the week. And thank you guys, because the cheers were pretty good this week. I'm not going to lie. A lot of support via cheering, and I appreciate that. Okay? In 9th place, Actually, it was a tie for 9th between Upscaled Man and Retro Gem. 8th place was Guitar Player 1939. 7th place, Golden Nobles. 6th place, Ninstar Rune. 5th place, Mr. Minecraftish. 4th place, Green Frog. 3rd place, Bubble Buddy. 2nd place, Blue 42188. And in 1st place, the parody account of Lightside Bill, because it's not the real Lightside Bill, it was spelled differently. But they did a 10,000 bid share, which is super appreciated. Thank you for that. Now, in addition, thank you to the following people who gifted subscriptions to the channel this week. Spartan King and Mr. Minecraftish gave a single sub. I'm sure there's more people who gave a single sub as well, but those are the only ones that show up on the leaderboard. So thanks to anyone who gifted a single sub this week. Olden McLeod gifted 2 subscriptions. Diocletian gifted 3 subscriptions. The Paradox 988 and Green Frog each gifted 5 subs. Upscaled Man and Shyla Butt gifted 6 subs each. Dr. Tony Huge gifted 10 subscriptions this week. And ladies and gentlemen, last night, dropping a sub bomb on the channel, which is what I was referencing earlier, Noisy gifted 50 subscriptions to the channel this week. Thank you very much to Noisy. I appreciate that very, 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 very much. So thank you for that. So, reminder, all right? Reminder that this leaderboard resets tonight. So if you want to get on this leaderboard for the week, you have to contribute today because it will reset to 0 overnight. Fair enough? Also, reminder, I really need help with tips today. Please, if you were considering contributing today already and you were deciding, gee, how do I want to contribute? Please tip me if you can. I really need the tips in the short term. You know, next couple of days, today and tomorrow, I need to raise as much as possible for Tuesday. So please, if you can, please tip, okay? All right, Timbo Slice Cheery says, hey, man, I'm happy to be here for a good stream. I'm excited that Watchdogs is out next Friday. I love Watchdogs 2 after 1 was kind of meh. And I agree. I thought Watchdogs 2 was outstanding. I hope Watchdogs Legion is on the same level. Only Ice Derek Cheery says, you end up enjoying Genshin. Would you put any money into it to get some 5 stars? Because 50 bucks a... Wait, no, I read that wrong. It's free. You'll be supporting the devs. Right now, I have no money to invest. The money I have to buy games with. You know, like I said, this week alone, I have to buy Amnesia Rebirth. Okay. Next week, I have to buy at least 2 games, major games, and then all the games for the Halloween marathon. My money has to go towards the important shit. I can't be dropping money optionally on a game like this now. So the answer is no, I will not be investing any money into Genshin Impact. Okay. Timbo Slice Cheery says, I booked a trip for Vegas early 2021. Right now, rooms at most high-end hotels are 50 bucks a night. It's crazy. Right. They just want to get people in there because they want to make any money they can just for operational costs. And isn't it funny? Isn't it funny? Just think about this. Right now, they're booking rooms for 50 bucks a night. Just earlier this year before COVID, they were booking them for $500 a night. So do you see how insane and profitable that industry is? And you see, when I got disrespected by that hotel manager, do you see how fucked up that is? That they're just robbing you left and right because it's a tourist trap, you know? But now you realize if they can run the hotel for 50 bucks a night each room, that means that that's actually the cost of that room. See that? Pretty silly. A Foxy Senko cheered said, I forgot to tell you, it extended the Cold War beta till Tuesday. The community found an Easter egg in the game, so Activision gave an extra day to everybody. Oh, that is pretty cool. I wonder what the Easter egg is that they found. That's pretty cool. But, you know, after today, I'm already booked, so I'm not going to be playing it again after tonight. Big D's cheers. I've been playing through Resident Evil 0 for the first time. What did you think of it? Resident Evil 0, wasn't that the one where you're on the train? I don't remember much about it, honestly. I don't remember much about Resident Evil. I remember Resident Evil Code Veronica way more than Resident Evil 0. So, honestly, I don't think I can really... I remember playing it, and I don't know if I liked it or disliked it, honestly. It was a long time ago. So, I guess you have to go back to the playthrough. Yeah, sorry that I don't have more of a recollection. But I wish I did, but I can't really comment because I don't remember it. Alright, guys, so that is it. Let's take a brief break. I gotta use the bathroom. So let's take... Oh, Timbo Slice cheered again, so don't forget, Friday, the PS5 extras will ship. How many things did you get for it? Tips are really important this week. The only thing I got for it was the 3D Pulse headset, which is like $100 plus tax. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, seriously, this week I gotta pay for Amnesia on Wednesday. Well, I guess Tuesday night. That's what I don't know if how what is it, $30, $60, who knows? And then I got $100 I got to drop on the weekend if they charge for this headset or whatever, right? So, in addition to the fact that I got all these chargebacks, this really sucks. But that's the life of a streamer, man. Oh, that's the life of a streamer. It sucks. I'm just kidding. It doesn't suck. It's awesome. I love doing what I do for a living. It just, what sucks is that I'm at the whim of the bullshit behind the scenes, but you guys are so supportive, so thank you for that. Okay. I'm being very silly, and trust me, I'm very grateful for everything. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, help would be appreciated, but I'm definitely not complaining. You guys have been so supportive. This year in particular has been outstanding. Thank you for that. Okay? I feel bad that I would jokingly said that it sucks, because it doesn't. Okay? All right. Let's take a break. I got to use the bathroom. I'll be back with Amnesia, A Machine for Pigs, the conclusion. I don't know how much longer I have left, but we'll find out. All right? Thank you, guys. I shall return shortly. See you in a few.